All right, welcome to our Meet Plexus event. My name is Jennifer Leath, and I met Plexus almost 8 years ago. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the products, but first, let me tell you the goal of tonight. 25 minutes or less. That's where we're going to stay with our sweet spot. And here's what we want to cover for you. I know when I joined Plexus, I wanted to make sure that I felt like I aligned with the vision of the products, the vision of the business, and the community. And I found quickly that I did. But I'm sure you have a lot of questions about that. And that's what we want you to hear from people that have been loving Plexus, really finding success and excitement and great results with the products in Plexus. And so that's what our goal is for you tonight. I'm going to tell you about the products and I'm going to tell you about the three most popular products. So, when I got started on Plexus, I started with these same three products, and we call that the Triplex. When I came to Plexus, I was looking for help with anxiety and I was looking for help with weight. Now, my husband would have told you he was looking for help to have energy to not fall asleep on the couch after work. My mom would have told you she was looking for help with a health struggle that she's had for years and years and years. My dad would have told you he was looking for help with energy as well. Everybody kind of has a struggle. And so we all have options. There's so many things that we can choose to use. And you don't have to be a naturally minded person to love Plexus, but it turns out naturally minded people love our products because we choose to do them as clean as possible. We don't like to use artificial ingredients. We're committed to using real vitamins. We're committed to not using artificial sweeteners and artificial dyes. I love that we use beetroot and turmeric, all of those items to be able to color our products that also have added health benefits. So let's talk about the three core products. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about what they did for me. And then you're going to get to hear about the business and the community. So the very first product in the Triplex, that's where most people start. And you can actually order these products as a VIP customer. Plexus is amazing. You're going to go to the website and you actually can fill out a quiz, and it's going to match you to the very best pack for you based upon what you share your struggles are. Most people are going to benefit from the Triplex. So the first product is the Plexus Slim, and it comes in a stick packet. You're going to get 30 days worth. Now, I'm a visual person, so I like to see what that looks like. This right here is a drink that I have had every single day for 8 years. It was actually created to help people stay in a healthy blood sugar range. Who knew blood sugar is connected to so many things for optimum health? Well, it turns out people drinking this drink were having all sorts of other results. They felt themselves feeling better and more energy despite the fact that it doesn't have caffeine. They felt themselves sleeping better and having less sugar cravings. They actually felt like it was meeting so many different health needs. And that's when Plexus really started to make a name for itself. So when you drink this drink every day, you're actually serving yourself in so many ways. You're detoxifying your body. You're feeding the good bacteria in your gut because there are prebiotics in that drink. You're helping your blood sugar, and it tastes so good. And it's actually sweetened with stevia and it's colored with beetroot powder. Then the other two products, I like to talk about them at the same time because really you need to take both. You've got the ProBio 5 and the BioCleanse. So these are capsules. A lot of people take them based upon what the instructions say on the bottle, but I want to let you know this is up to you to customize the regimen, and you're going to get so much help from the person that actually introduced you or invited you to this event tonight. They're going to let you know what they do with the products and then help you come up with what works best for you. The ProBio 5 is a probiotic. We know that word. It's a buzzword. You've heard it before. People love to drink kombucha, which incidentally, we just released a product, a greens product that has kombucha in it. We know about yogurt and the benefits of good bacteria, but it goes deeper than that. It turns out there's a yeast that actually can overgrow and affect your health. And this particular probiotic kills that yeast. And that's an unusual element in a probiotic. And here's the thing I noticed when I started. I was a penny pincher. And by penny pincher, I meant I had no pennies. I had no money. And so when I joined Plexus, I knew one, that I wanted to be able to cover the cost of my products. So you're going to hear how to do that tonight. But I also knew two, I didn't want to take expensive products that I could buy cheaper somewhere else. This costs the same as a grocery store probiotic. And I honestly, in my mind, thought, is it going to really work? And it does. The stories and the testimonies connected to this product are huge. So when you're getting good bacteria and killing the yeast, you actually want to be able to use the BioCleanse to flush that out of you. Now, My friend Megan says that this is a white pants approved product. And I have never heard that, but I love it. And here's why she said that. You hear the word BioCleanse and you immediately think, I'm going to have to quit my day job and this is going to be an embarrassing situation. It's not. It's magnesium. And many of you probably already use magnesium to help you to feel relaxed or to help you just as a mineral supplement. This will actually draw water into the colon and get that on out of there. So what kind of results can you expect? I saw testimonies on the Plexus website when I joined of people that had incredible transformations. I wanted an incredible transformation, not because I wanted to wear a bikini, but because I did not feel like myself. I had gained a lot of weight in a short period of time after having our last baby. And I felt like someone that mommed from the couch. I felt like someone that just did not want to get out and be active. My body it just felt like it was not my own. I didn't even recognize it. I couldn't even realize that I couldn't fit between the cart and where they keep the gum at the grocery store. My body was not my own. And so I wanted that transformation. And within a year's time, I lost 45 pounds using the products. And I decided then that I could help so many people. And it was important to me to help them. And that created a really solid community of encouragement and of lifting each other up. It's something I'd looked for so long. And I found it. I found people that were just like me and that wanted to feel better and do better and be better for their families and their friends and their communities. And that's why I've stayed for 8 years, and I will stay until I'm a grandma in Plexus wearing a visor in a golf cart. That's my goal. And I want you to hear about that community from my friend Brittany. She's going to share with you her health testimony and what this community means to her and to so many.
Thank you so much, Jen. So I absolutely love hearing about the products. It never gets old. I've been with Plexus for just about 4 years, and my name is Brittany Raup. So it's nice to see you guys here. Thank you so much for being here just to learn more, or maybe a friend invited you and you're just here because you're curious, and we love that. That's how I started. One thing I didn't know I needed was this community. So Jen mentioned it. Our community is honestly like no other. I had a great group of friends before I started Plexus and felt like I had good community. But what I didn't have was friends who were supporting me in my health goals and who were helping me to grow personally as well, to reach my full potential, right? A lot of us have friends we've been with a long time, but not someone who's really encouraging us to do better for our health, or making lifestyle changes that we need to make. So I completely found that with Plexus and have grown so much just as a person as I started to share and get involved with Plexus, and absolutely found some of my best friends through this opportunity. In Plexus, I found a whole new level of health thanks to the products, and I truly feel like I've been able to stick with it because of the accountability and the community. How many of you have started a health plan or a product or a regimen and have given up at some point in your life, right? Everybody. And the reason is that it's hard to stick with something when it's new. It takes time to create habits, and we all need accountability. We are 80% more likely to succeed when we have accountability and a support system. And that's what you find with Plexus. It's not that you just get some vitamins and put them in your cabinet. No, you are welcomed into a community where you have people surrounding you and supporting you, not only with your supplements, but in every area of your health. I know I talk with my team about sleep, about nutrition, about exercise, because this is really a tool that can help unlock so many other areas of your health. So it's that first step. It's that, that initial nudge that you might need to make additional health changes. The supplements are amazing and they jumpstart you. But then when you start working on other areas of your health and wellness as well in this supportive community, you can see amazing, amazing changes in your body, in your health, in your mood, in your energy levels. It's incredible. So I'm going to share a little bit of my story just really quickly with you. And if I told you that Plexus has changed my life, the initial response might be an eye roll. Okay. If I heard you say that to me 4 years ago, I would have been like, oh, brother. Okay. Like cynical. So if you rolled your eyes, I see, like, it's fine. It's fine. Hear me out. So when I say it's changed my life, let me just take you back about 4 years ago when I was first getting started. I was a mom of 3. My baby was 4 months old, nursing the baby, working outside the home, everybody out the door by 7:30. You guys know the drill. And I was totally exhausted. I remember getting done work, picking up my kids and pulling in my minivan in my driveway and having to just close my eyes in the car. Like they could all be screaming and I would still sit there with my eyes closed because I literally couldn't face the second half of the day without like some just closing my eyes, like a 90-second power nap. I just could not face the second half of my day. So I reached out to my friend Amber, who had been sharing Plexus, and I'm like, I need a good vitamin or something. I need something to support my health. I feel run down. And I started taking vitamins from Plexus. It was the first time in my life that I ever felt a difference taking a supplement. Okay, so Jen mentioned how the ingredients are like none other. They are amazing. I had always been a healthy person. I was a runner, ate healthy. My background's in health promotion and wellness management, but it was the first time a supplement ever like made a difference. So I was like, okay, I'm all in. I jumped in with the Triplex combo that Jen mentioned, and I started to notice some huge differences. My adult acne cleared up, which I didn't even know was related to gut health, but it totally was. My eczema that I had struggled with forever cleared up. I was able to come down a dose of my thyroid medication. Like everything in my body started stabilizing. Jen mentioned blood sugar balance, insulin and sugar. Holy cow, so important to your overall health. I had major issues with it, with PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. It had caused me to have 2 miscarriages before I had my kids because my insulin and my sugar were so out of whack. And I started feeling some amazing changes and stability. I felt like my body was stabilizing. So I started sharing, like, how could I not tell people about Plexus when it was doing so much for me? So when I say it changed my life, fast forward, I just started telling friends about it. I started sharing. I had no intention of running a business. I'm totally introverted, like not a huge social media rock star or anything like that. So I never thought something like this could be for me, but I loved the products and I wanted to help people feel better. So I started sharing. I was able to build a business with Plexus that has indeed changed my life. So just a couple of years ago, because I said yes to Plexus, I was able to quit my day job. So that, work-life balance that I was struggling with, now I stay home. I just do Plexus from home, and I was able to say yes to homeschooling my kids. So our whole life has changed. We said yes to moving to the mountains. We said yes to a new job for my husband, me staying home, homeschooling my kids, even right before all the COVID craziness happened, which was a huge blessing. And really recently, we were actually able to say yes to growing our family. And we are expecting baby number 4, which we are super excited about. And I have to share with you guys, I talked about blood sugar and insulin. This is my first pregnancy where I haven't been loaded up with medications. With my first 3, I took metformin for 3 months before getting pregnant to stabilize my blood sugar. I took progesterone 3 times a day because my hormones were out of whack. And praise God and thank you, Plexus, with this pregnancy, and I'm about 13 weeks, I have needed 0 medications, because my hormones, my blood sugar, everything is balanced. So when I tell you it's changed my life, I literally, I mean it. So the eye roll, the cynicism, I have been there. That's how I felt in the beginning, but I will never look back because it has done so much for our family. So because it's changed my life, I hope you'll be willing to say yes to the opportunity, to the community, to realizing that you have a whole group of people that are going to welcome you and support you when you decide to say yes to Plexus. So with that, I'm going to pass it on to Morgan to tell us a little bit more.
Thank you. Hey, y'all. It's so fun to be here with you guys tonight. My name is Morgan Johnson, and I'm a Sapphire ambassador with Plexus. I would have never thought I said something like that because I started as a super skeptical customer, but I watched one of my very best friends' lives turn around. If you've been at these Meet the Plexus events on Monday night, you heard Krista Deary's testimony. I got to watch that firsthand. And so I watched on the sidelines, I watched her life turn around, and then I watched her finances turn around, and I knew that she was the real deal. I knew that she was supernatural. She was a crunchy mom, and that was not me. I was a mama who thought I was healthy, probably had bought into so many typical things that you just think you need a nap every day. I was skinny, so I didn't think I needed to go to the bathroom every day. I thought craving chocolate was just who I was. And when people knew me, I was a chocolate addict, wanted it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, y'all, like chocolate granola bar. Then I had to have something after lunch, and I had to have something after dinner. My husband is in ministry. We pastored and planted a church in Florida for 10 years. So the church buffets were real, and I could not stay away from that dessert table. Needed it all, could eat it all. Wasn't super concerned about it because I was skinny, but I thought that like my stomach being in pain every day was super normal. Intro into Plexus. When I met Plexus, I continued to watch Krista and her story and her posts, and I just felt super drawn to her. I felt super drawn to the supplements. So I finally reached out to her after two of my friends had said something to me about it, like, hey, we've been watching this Krista and we need to have what she has. I'm like, I've been thinking the same thing. I just don't know what I need it for because I'm pretty healthy. At that point, I had thought I was pretty healthy, right? So I reached out to her and I just asked her, hey, what is this stuff all about? How can I get started? And she introduced me to that triplex combo that Jennifer Leath talked about in the beginning. It was super simple. All I had to do was take 3 supplements. It fit into my day. The BioCleanse scared me. The name was scary, but it was not scary at all. It's a gentle cleanse. Within 2 weeks, I was going to the bathroom every single day, and I was sold for that purpose alone. My stomach didn't hurt every day. And I realized, oh, wait, that's not normal. I went to Starbucks 3 different times before I noticed my chocolate craving was gone. I wasted all that money on frappuccinos that I used to love, didn't love them anymore. My milk supply went up. I was nursing my 3rd child at the time. My milk supply went through the roof. So I found out there's a huge correlation between blood sugar and your milk supply. I found that out firsthand. I had sciatic pain really bad while I was pregnant, and after it cured that. And on the list went, but like I said, I was skeptical. I was a closet Plexus drinker, didn't even tell my closest best friends. Like I would have the pink drink with me and be like, I don't know what this is. Put it to the side, go get a smoothie. I was that secretive, y'all. I told Krista, don't announce on the thing that I'm taking this stuff because I don't want people to know that a pastor's wife who's skinny with 3 little babies is drinking something called Slim. Well, the truth is, I wish that it was called Balance because that's exactly what it does. It brings our body back into balance. So if you need to lose weight, it's going to do that. But if you need to gain weight, it's also going to do that. So my very favorite thing about the supplements is how natural they are, that they get to the root of our issues, balance out our bodies, and they bring lasting change. I couldn't do something that was just a quick fix that wasn't going to stick around. I needed something that was going to work, that was going to be natural. And once I did, and I heard testimonies like you're hearing tonight, it took me about 6 months until I realized I couldn't keep it to myself. I had a gift that other people needed to know about too. I couldn't shake the feeling of sharing it. And I realized the only thing that was keeping me from sharing this was pride. And so I had to lay down my pride, ask my husband and say, babe, I really think that I'm supposed to do this. I don't know what it looks like, but I feel like the Lord is telling me to share this. I feel like there are other people who need this too. And he was like, I think you should do it too. And so his whole attitude towards network marketing and sharing the stuff had shifted too. That's when I knew that it was the Lord, laid down my pride. And I just kind of made a pact. You know how we do that sometimes with the Lord? We're like, okay, if this is really you, I'm going to post once a day for a year. If it goes nowhere, you know, I laid down my pride and I did the thing that I was just obeying what I thought you said. And if it goes somewhere, we'll reassess in a year. So y'all, I posted once a day for a year. By the end of that year, I was making over $1,000 a month simply from having it as a side gig. I was just posting and plugging them into a community that was already there. So that's one of my very favorite things about the Plexus business is that you have a business for yourself for super low cost, super low startup. There's no inventory, no monthly minimums, none of that stuff. I couldn't do that. I couldn't handle it. My life is too busy. 4 kids, ministry. We travel all the time. I could tell you all the things we do. We're all busy, right? So I didn't have time for all that. But we have that business for ourselves, but we're not in it. by ourselves. We have so much help. Plexus has loaded us with help, and then your individual help is amazing. We have the best culture in the world, one Plexus culture. Out of these events, only one other person that has spoke is on my team. We love one another, we help one another and support one another, and it's such a beautiful thing. And so that culture was beautiful. I accidentally earned something called Leaders Retreat my first year, and when I went to that event, I was sold. I could not believe the heartbeat behind our company. I couldn't believe the people that were there. And what it showed me was that anybody could do this. So some of you guys are sit behind the screen, you watch the stories and you're like, well, great, that's great for her, but it's not for me. No, when you go to Plexus events, you see people who have become jewels, right? We're saying we're emerald, sapphire, and diamonds. There's old jewels and brand new 18-year-olds and 21-year-olds. And there, it doesn't matter your age, your shape, your size, your color, they're all there. Anyone can do this. You just have to put your mind to it, stay consistent, be coachable, because there's different seasons of growth that all of us need, but it's set up for anybody to do this thing. And so maybe you're like, okay, but how would I do this? Or what should I do? Well, I think a lot of us have a close circle of friends that we do life with, right? So for me, the first step to get your products paid for to share is just find a group of like 10 people. Who do you talk to on the daily? When I decided I was going to do this thing, I was helping my friend Krista go emerald. She posted on October 31st and said, I need 10 people. I was like, I'm your girl. She's like, you're already on my team, but I need more people. She said, you can post and get people to do this with you. I wasn't quite ready for the posting thing, but what I did, guys, is I had people who were close to me that I knew trusted me that would also want to do something with me. So I started talking to them about supplements that I loved, that I knew could change them too, and asked them, hey, do you want to join this challenge with me? Let's do this thing. And by that night, I had those 3 people ready to run with me. Every time you ask somebody, are they going to say yes? No, you're going to get no's, but that's okay. That's the worst that can happen. Instead of setting yourself up and saying, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? Think about the best thing that could happen, because had I let all the naysayers or the no's or the judgment that did come get in my way, we wouldn't have been able to move from Florida to North Carolina, literally pain-free. We didn't worry about finances one single moment. My 4 children are in private Christian school. We were able to donate $10,000 to a nonprofit organization. Why am I telling you all this? Because the potential with Plexus can go wherever you want it to go. Maybe you just don't have the money to start the products. Great. You can't afford not to, because this really could change your life. What I do for those people is say, talk to your circle before you even start. Plexus right now has an amazing referral company, a referral program going on where you could easily join for a very low startup, turn around, get 3 people to do it with you, and you're going to make triple what you spend. So we can meet you exactly where you are. So think about it, let it sit in. Get with the person who invited you to the call tonight. They're ready to help you. They want to see you succeed, and think about it. Why not you, and why not now? Thanks, y'all. Talk to you later.
So good. If anybody wants to stay on because they might have questions, this is our very final night of our VIP event. Brittany and I are going to be able to answer any questions you might have. I see one already in the chat. And then Morgan, you did fabulous and fantastic. I know you have someplace you have to be. If anybody wants to stay on, go ahead. If you want to leave, go ahead and leave. Brittany, are you ready to answer some questions?
Absolutely.
All right. So how do I start the business? I'm going to tell you a little bit, and then Brittany might need to fill in some of the gaps. How do you start the business with Plexus? This is the best thing ever. Number 1, you sign up and order products. So you're going to pay $9.95, and that's going to give you a wholesale membership for a whole year. You're going to order a welcome pack worth of products, and then you're going to actually have 3 people in your life, just like Morgan was telling you. She had this group of friends that she went to talk to. For me, it was my husband. I actually talked to my husband, and I'm like, you're going to be my backup plan if I can't find 3 people to say yes to me. I talked to my mom, I talked to my sister, I talked to my best friend, and I got my 3 people. Those 3 people ordered, and I made a really amazing bonus that allowed me to cover the cost of my products for a couple of months. That's the first step in the business. Did you hear me say you're going to buy all this inventory? You're going to spend $1,000 on a beginner pack. You're going to get all these brochures and pamphlets and you're going to go door to door. No, it really does start with that circle of trust that you've already been building your entire life. It's people that already know you, know your character, and know you're not going to come and ask them to do something that is not going to be good for them. But I will say, there is a 60-day money back guarantee because some people cray and they're going to need to get their money back. And that's okay. Brittany, what do you think about starting the business?
Yeah, totally agree. It's not complicated. It really isn't. Like Jen said, the startup cost is so small. Like I've looked at other companies, I've compared our compensation plan with other companies' compensation plans. Plexus is amazing. If you've ever thought about getting into network marketing at all, you're at the right place because there's no other company like Plexus where you can literally earn back your investment, really double that just by having 3 friends join you. And then honestly, the path to diamond, our fabulous Jen Leath over here is a diamond and has been for many years. It's just finding 3 people and then teaching your 3 people how to find 3 people, right, Jen? Like it is really, really simple. And like we've attested to, once you start feeling the difference with the products, it is not hard to share. It's like you have to tell somebody about it. So it's simple. It's just a matter of being open and willing to tell your inner circle, tell them what you're doing.
Yeah, that's perfect with the duplication. You guys, if you are thinking to yourself, I'm terrible at business, there's no way I've done this before, I'm terrible at it. Number one, you need Plexus because you need to be able to say to yourself, I'm capable of all things. If you have a dream in your heart, then we can help you start working through your mindset on that because so many people come to Plexus thinking there's no way I could do it. I'm never going to make it. And they come in with that mentality. And what we know is that just doesn't serve anybody. And so our goal is basically a compensation plan that actually is attached to a personal growth experience. And so I say that in the best of ways. Everyone here deserves to be able to put their kids in ballet. Everyone here deserves to be able to go to the grocery store and not worry that their card's going to bounce. We spent so many years as a struggling family on food stamps, electricity being turned off. And I just thought that's because I chose to homeschool my kids. Like that's the price I pay. I'm not bringing an income into our family. It's just going to be hard. And that's just not true. And so I found an opportunity that allowed me to stay home with my babies. And now 8 years in, I've made over $3 million with this company. And I couldn't even sell a Girl Scout cookie, y'all. So I'm telling you right now, this is absolutely the best opportunity. Let me see if I've got any other questions here. What's the best way to educate those who are interested in joining, especially when you just started? That's a great question. Brittany, do you want to take it?
Yeah, the first thing that comes to mind is lean into your sponsor, like the person that's above you that helped you get started, the friend that signed you up. Start a group chat, right? This is how we learn. So when I first started sharing, I didn't know what products were right for people. I didn't know what to recommend. So I was earning while I was learning. Okay, you can earn while you learn. So I would pop that friend who was interested in a group chat with me and my friend Amber, and I would just say, hey, Amber's been doing this longer than me. Amber, this is my friend Jessica. Can you talk to her a little bit about her health goals and help her get started? And what would happen is Amber, who had been doing it longer, would answer the new friend's questions and she would get the help she needed. And I would learn by watching Amber. And now that's what I do for my team, right? And then we just keep that going. So I would say, talk to your sponsor or the nearest person above you that's working the business and say, could I put you in some group chats with a few friends of mine? And you'll learn a ton that way. That's how we still do it. It's how I teach everybody to do it.
Yeah, it's so great to be able to see how someone else would answer a question when you're first getting started. And I know that might sound uncomfortable. You're like, oh, I don't want to put someone I don't know into a chat with someone they don't know. Well, the other day, a girlfriend that I know just moved to town. She just found out she's having a baby. She wants a midwife. I put her in a chat with someone I know that knows about all of that. They don't know each other. And I didn't think another thing about it. So you have to start thinking of yourself as a connector. And you know that the ultimate goal is to elevate their life and their experience and for them to feel better. And so you can feel really good about that. So the next question I see is, if I get started, where am I going to find ideas for posting? Well, the first thing is Plexus has some really incredible leaders. And I would recommend and give you a list of people that you would want to go follow and see how they post about Plexus. But let me tell you something. People in your life are friends with you probably because they share common interests with you. You attract who you are, usually. And I don't like saying that because I've got some weird people in my life and I'm like, that's not my fault. So you usually attract who you are. And so if that's the case, I like to think, what is it that I want to see? What is it that makes me feel good and brings me alive? And when you start posting, you're not going to do it right every time, but I can tell you this, don't post a novel, post a small amount. Don't say, oh, that's too private or too personal. People want a window into your life. You know why? Because they want to find themselves in you. These are all things that you can learn through our social media training. And we do it not because we want to earn, it's not bottom line dollar bills, okay? It's bottom line, better, happier people. That's what we want for everyone that joins Plexus. All right, you want to do maybe 2 more questions? Let's see. All right, how do you turn your close friends around to get them to join you? You take their credit card and you sign them up without their knowledge. Go ahead, Brittany. What do you say to that?
Oh my goodness. Jen was kidding, guys. Okay. So what I want to just go back to social media, but this ties in is you just want to share your story, right? Like with social media, I just started posting about how I was feeling. I was like, I'm drinking this thing. It tastes really good. And I'm having a lot more energy. Like there was nothing fancy there, but just consistently sharing your story because people are watching. You're developing curiosity. And as someone might say, well, let me see if she sticks with this thing. Let me see if she's still posting a week from now or a month from now. And when you consistently share, I'm still doing this thing and I'm still reaping all these benefits, then people really start to get curious. So same thing with your inner circle, just let them know what you're doing. Give them a sample of Slim and say like, hey, I've been doing this. I think you would love it. Here's some of the benefits. And then ask, sometimes we get scared to ask, but you can just say, would you want to do this with me? I'd love for you to join this community with me. So just share your story and then ask.
So good, because we ask not, then we have not, right? So when I got started, I took the Slim and gave it to people in my life that I was closest to. I just gave them 1 stick, and I made sure to tell them that the company didn't give me this for free. Like I paid for this, and y'all, I'm giving it to you for free. But I also said, I have no idea what it's going to do for me. And I really don't know what it's going to do for you, but I just have a feeling about it. And some of them loved it. Some of them didn't really even try it, just sat on their counter. But here's what I know. I changed. I started like wearing regular clothes and not pajamas to the grocery store. Like I started putting on mascara. That's a really loud thunder. I started getting excited about things. I started saying yes to stuff. If you are still negative, still eating Sour Patch Kids everywhere you go, and late for everything and tired and angry and grumpy, I don't know if I'd want to order the products either, right? So if you're consistently using the products and you're feeling better and you're investing in yourself, in your health, in your mindset, and your motivation, and all of that, people are going to notice a difference in you. And they're going to say, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm at least willing to try it. And that to me is you just being a walking billboard. So then you think to yourself, you hear that, well, then I can't do this because like I struggle with eating cheesecake and I don't want to exercise and I don't know if I should represent health and wellness. Health isn't just in your weight. Health is it's a huge, broad word. You know that health is also happiness. Health is also being able to feel strong and excited for each day, like being able to put your 2 feet on the floor when you get out of bed and not dreading the day and having the energy for the people in your life that you say that you love. That's a huge gift. And for me, I need a tool for that because if I don't have the tool, I'm a struggle bus. And I use Plexus as my tool. And I trust the tool because I know it's clean and it's safe and has great ingredients. So I'm telling you that you end up creating a business through the story that you walk out. And so that's a huge part of this. If you have any more questions, I'm sure we'll do another one of these events, but I'm going to tell you, doing these 3 nights in a row, I feel like we got a story for every person out there. So if you're on here and you want to share Plexus with someone, go back and watch the event from Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday night, and start thinking of people that each person reminds you of, and send the video to them and say, hey, you need to hear my friend Alita's story. She reminds me of you. And that is how you start to cast vision and show people about an opportunity that people need. People want to work from home. They want to have extra income. They want to provide for their families. They want to take their kids to Disney. They don't want to be overdrafted. They don't want to have credit card debt. People don't want to live in fear. It is okay to have a side business, and don't call it a hustle, because a hustle is not what we do. We build a beautiful, reputable, amazing, solid business, and we learn the skills as we earn, just like Brittany said. So I hope you guys enjoyed meeting Plexus. I know I enjoyed meeting each one of you virtually, and you guys have a great rest of your night. This recording will be up very shortly. Good night.